Yeah, I wanted to get into a few specific cases. I'm going to look at poltergeist activity. This goes with my nature of proof video, or videos. I just made another quick and dirty version of it, so it's shorter to watch. You know, here we are with this. I'm basically just going to give you the links, and you can read about the cases for yourself rather than having me go through all the trouble of describing them. But let me just say that Matthew Manning is... I'm going to put the link to a documentary on Matthew Manning. He was a kid. He was an English kid, you know, born in the 50s, and you know. So in the late 60s and early 70s, he had a whole years of poltergeist phenomena occurring around him. He even went to boarding school where he it was all witnessed by hundreds of people, you know, all his classmates, and I mean, he was sort of like a magnet for all kinds of psychic activity. He couldn't go into rooms without things flying off the shelves, and I mean, they sort of literally had to sit there and endure, you know, all night long and stuff, this sort of rain of little objects flying around, and you know, it's not anything that could have been faked, believe me. I mean, you know, things would be flying off the room way in the other side of the room, and it went on for months, and you know, I mean. But a good thing about this case also, as you'll see if you watch the video, and it's very interesting, so take the trouble to watch it. You know, this is all on this. If you watch my proof video, this is all on the second level of proof, which is reported perception. But not being there yourself, that's as close as you're going to get to any kind of proof, as I said, and that's what we're dealing with here. So we're looking very specifically at reported perception, reported events. So watch my other video if you don't quite know what that's about. Intentional lying, not a possibility at all in this case. He was plagued, and his whole family was plagued by it for years. Error, not possible either. You don't make mistakes about beds lifting up and flying around, and names signing themselves on walls, and things flying off the shelf and hitting the wall all day long. It's some ordinary cause. Witnesses all attested to it and saw it and had to deal with it as a daily reality for long periods of time. Scientific experimentation. He was subjected to scientific experimentation, and they actually proved that he could heal cancer cells, you know, at a greatly, I mean, he could reduce and kill cancer cells that, you know, that a control group couldn't affect at all. And actually right now he's a hands-on healer. And all kinds of other experiments. It talks about it in the video. Mainly it talked about the healing stuff that they experimented on. So, but the second thing I'd like to talk about is what's called the Rosenheim poltergeist case. In the Rosenheim case of 1967, Dr. Freebert Karger was one of the physicists from the Max Planck Institute who helped to investigate perhaps the most validated poltergeist case in recorded history. Anne-Marie Schneider, a 19-year-old secretary in a law firm in Rosenheim, a small town in southern Germany, was seemingly the unwitting cause of much chaos in the firm, including disruption of electricity and telephone lines, the rotation of picture swinging lamps which were captured on video, which was one of the first times any poltergeist activity has been captured on film, and strange sounds that sounded electrical in origin were recorded. Fraud was not proven despite intensive investigation by the physicists, journalists, and the police. The effect moved with the young woman when she changed jobs until they finally faded out. The effects moved with the young woman. So You can read about that on Wikipedia. I'll put the link to that too. And there's a whole list of other ones. The Borley Rectory. There's this Miami poltergeist case where this guy in a warehouse, all kinds of things started happening with him. There's this one. I'll put the link to this too. Poltergeist Unbound in Seaford, New York. This would become the first poltergeist case that was investigated by parapsychologists, the police, and a priest. The year was 1958. This is Seaford, New York. There was no evidence of fraud found. And it always happened around this little kid. Jimmy, and this is common in poltergeist case. It happens around either a teenager or a kid, and nobody's sure. It's not that the kid's faking. I mean, it's totally proven that they're not faking, but the activity occurs when they're in the room. It has something to do with their energy field or whatever you want to call it. But I should note that it's not just simple telekinesis of some kind, because writings get written on walls. That's one of the things that happened with Matthew Manning. These signatures started spontaneously signing themselves on walls, and there were people that were historically associated with the house. So, have at it. This is all the second layer of proof. Look at my other proof videos, and, you know, the ball's in your court now. So, see you.